Hi, I'm Natasha from McElwaine Estate Agents. I'm here with Ebony from Hunter Legal and Conveyancing. Today we're going to talk about the legal side of buying a home. So excited to have you here today, so welcome. We're here to have a chat.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate being asked to be here today.
Yeah, so look, I mean, the legal side is really overwhelming for a lot of purchasers and a lot of vendors out there in the market today buying and selling. So there's one thing that is confusing, I think, to a lot of people out there. What is the main differences between a solicitor and a conveyancer?
Okay, so a conveyancer is specifically trained and educated to act in connection with the buying, selling and transferring of property, whereas a solicitor or a lawyer, they're kind of qualified to give advice and act in connection with various areas of the law.
Mm-hmm. So when in the process do conveyancers actually get involved for the clients?
Okay, so with selling, someone who's selling a property, they actually do need a contract to be prepared before their agent, or if they want to market the property themselves, they need a contract before the property can be advertised. So that's where we come in with people selling properties. When it comes to purchasers, if they're out looking around, they can always contact us for advice, things to look out for, that type of thing, or we specifically do need to become involved once they have made an offer on a property.
Now, we were chatting before we come to start filming this morning, and I didn't actually ask you, so I'm going to throw a curly one in.
Okay, that's all right.
So tell us a little bit, like, does gazumping actually happen?
It does. It doesn't happen frequently, but it does happen from time to time.
What would be your advice to eliminate other offers coming in for your client from a purchaser's perspective?
Yeah, so make progress, communicate. Honestly, they are two key factors. So keep making progress. Just because coming in to sign a contract with your conveyancer does not lock you into anything. It's one part of the process. It's getting that out of the way. Order your pest and building reports. Communicate with your conveyancer. Communicate with your agent. As long as the agent and the person selling can see that you're making progress, you're putting the effort in, they're less likely to get nervous and feel like it's in their best interest to entertain interest from another party.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and it's such great advice. It is a topic that is in our industry, and it does need to be mentioned, I think.
Yeah, most definitely, and lots of people, they've had a friend or a relative or someone who's experienced that, and we're not here to say the agent shouldn't do that or this or that. We understand everyone's got an obligation. As much as our clients want things to happen in their best interest, so do the people selling. Everyone's circumstances are different. So.
Yeah, definitely. So when an offer is accepted, does their 0.25% hold the property for them? How does that work from your side?
Yeah, so a lot of people do have that common misconception that paying a deposit secures the transaction. That is not the case. So paying a 0.25% deposit can be seen as a sign of good faith and again a sign of progress, but it doesn't actually mean that the property is being secured or that the property has sold for the vendor. So to actually secure the property, payment of a deposit needs to go hand in hand with submitting a signed contract for exchange. That is when a legally binding exchange takes place. So, a 0.25% deposit can be paid and an exchange can take place with a cooling off period, which can actually give a purchaser, the required time to finalise everything on their end before they're actually committed to the purchase.
Mm-hmm. Another one would be, what is encumbrances?
Okay, so an encumbrance is something that affects the title to a property. Examples are restrictions on use, easements, covenants, and what they are notations on title that potentially affect the owner's use of the property, and it limits their rights over the use of their property. So it's very common. There are encumbrances on most properties. They're not always something to be concerned about, so it's always best to have a chat with your conveyancer and ask any of those questions. They'll be able to explain it to you.
Okay, great. So Ebony, how can people get in touch with you if they're looking at a conveyancer such as yourselves?
Okay, so we have a number of means of contact. You can give us a call, contact us by email, or send through a website inquiry. Or if you have been referred to us by somebody, then you can always pass it, allow them to pass your details on to us, and we can give you a call.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Well, that's a wrap, guys, for today's video. If you've got any feedback, just make a suggestion in the comment section below. Love to hear your feedback.